Hello, this is Action Dixon reporting, and I've been talking about this for the longest time. I was talking about that post I was going to do, and this is it. I'm going to do a post entitled The Mystery of Iniquity. Now, say, why would you want to do a post entitled The Mystery of Iniquity? Well, I'll tell you, long time I've been thinking about this. Just what is evil? Where does evil come from? And the peculiar characteristics of evil has fascinated me for the longest time. We're going to go back in the very beginning of time when evil first was introduced to creation. And why? What is it? This mysterious insanity that engulfs the heart of created beings. I mean, and it takes over them. It leads them to do things that are so counterproductive, so destructive, so utterly abominable. What is it? What is it that makes a man lean toward the dark side, knowing that his destruction awaits him? It really blows my mind. Knowing, why would you cooperate with your murderer? That's deep. I mean, why? You had a knife, you was going to split my throat. Why would I cooperate with you for my destruction? That's some of the things that we're going to discuss. It's going to get pretty deep. I don't know how to really begin, so if this is not good enough, I'm going to do another. Oh, excuse me. I'm very unprofessional, as you know. Anyway, get my water. Okay. Now, we're going to talk about how this thing, okay, you got two levels. You got sin, and then you got transgressions. And then you have the highest level. You have iniquity. Wow, iniquity. Iniquity it's raised, it's nurtured through generations. It's first of all, let's say, mankind, like I said last time, mankind, his heart is already tampered with. Okay, his heart is already tampered with by evil. See, that's why the man said on one of the movies, he said, evil and mankind are bosom buddies. Mankind has already been bitten by the Komodo dragon of sin. Okay, if you know anything about the Komodo dragon, he's a prehistoric looking creature. He's got to walk like this, a bad walk. And he's about 7 feet, 6 feet long. He can run 31 miles an hour. You can't get away from him. And he's always slobbering at the mouth. Okay, now I'm a lover of okra, whatever you call it. Okra, yeah. And I love me some okra. But it's one thing about okra, they have this kind of gooey like stuff that comes out of it. Well, that's how the Komodo dragon mouth looks always. He's always slobbering at the mouth. And don't get that mixed with okra. I love me some. I'll eat okra until I die. But that's the best way I can describe the Komodo dragon. And he walks around. He stalks his prey. Says deer. I seen a part where the deer got away from the Komodo dragon. Well, Komodo dragon said Komodo dragon didn't take down the deer because the deer kicked his way and got away. But later on, that same Komodo dragon or another Komodo dragon found that deer. He was dying. He was laying down at his last breath. Well, the Komodo dragon just walked up to him. He got up and he started biting him, eating him alive. Because he knew, once that Komodo dragon bites you, you're dead meat. Unless you get attention. And there wasn't no deer doctors out there. So that deer was dead meat. And Komodo dragon didn't have to have no struggle. He started eating them alive. Okay. Why did I say that? I brought that up for this reason. In the Bible, Satan is called a dragon. And the reason I'm calling him the Komodo dragon, because once he bites you, you are dead meat. Unless you get attention, about 2 or 3 days, you're dead meat. Same thing with that deer. That's what sin is. Sin bit Adam in the garden. He was bitten by it when he obeyed Satan, when he was deceived by Satan's trickery. In that blood, that poison went down to the bloodline of every man, woman, born child. You were born a sinner. I don't care how cute you are. And I got some of the cutest grandbabies in the world, but they're cute little sinners. Your children might be cute as can be. You might be cute as can be, but you're a cute little sinner. And when you get to the age of accountability, you'll have to give your life to Jesus to be forgiven of your sins that came down through the bloodline. That Komodo dragon bite called sin. Excuse the traffic in the background. It's a noisy street I live on anyway. Now, mankind was bit by the Komodo dragon of sin. That means that poison of sin is in his bloodline. If you don't believe me, you can go to Jeremiah 9:17. It tells you about the destructiveness of sin. Okay? It says man, and now, I might be jumping around. That's why I'm having to do this again. We've already established man is a sinner. Now we'll go further. The gift, the wages of sin is death. Okay, man is a sinner. The wages of sin is death. That means we got a problem here, people. I told you man is a sinner, and the wages of sin is death. That's bad news. Sad news too. Okay, what's going to happen? Well, God he knows everything anyway. God knew that man was going to fall into the hands of this con man, this spiritual con man called Lucifer. Okay, I'm going to correct that too. He's not Lucifer anymore. He used to be Lucifer. Now he's a devil. He's a Satan. He's an accuser of the brethren. He's a murderer. He's a murderer from the beginning. I don't want to go ahead of myself. Okay, now, mankind has already been conned out of his dominion. If you know anything about, have you read the book of Genesis? God gave man dominion over the whole world. Matter of fact, it's so deep that no creature can do anything without the help of man. Because man had dominion over the world. God gave Adam dominion over the fish in the sea, the fowl that fly in the air, everything. He was the master of the world, and he still is to an extent. Okay. Not only did God make him a master of the planet Earth, but he wanted to protect man because the first creation failed. The first creation went haywire. You say, brother man, what do you mean by the first? There was another creation other than this creation we live in. There was another group of people. Now, how they were, I don't know. The Bible gives you little hints. You have to dig. The Bible's like a treasure. You have to dig for it. Okay. Now, the first creation failed. The first creation, when this Lucifer, he was here in the picture too. He was the one that made it fall. Like I said, like I tell people, all matter consists of Adam. Just like all matter consists of Adam, all evil, all sin consists directly or indirectly of that 5-letter word called pride. Ain't that something? Keep that in mind. All sin consists of that 5-letter word called pride. Wow, ain't that something? All matter consists of Adam. All sin consists of that 5-letter word pride. Directly or indirectly. Sometimes it's so hidden, you have to really look deep, dig deep into it to find its cause. Now, this being called Lucifer, I don't want to go ahead of myself. This being called Lucifer, he's one of the angels in heaven. The Bible describes this being as a radiant, beautiful being, full of wisdom, and he was perfect in all his ways, all these good things they said about him. But Jesus brought something out in the book of Luke. They said he was a murderer from the beginning. In other words, he was putting on a front. But I don't care if you meet a person that like what we used to do when I was in the world, you know. I meet a lady or something. I really want to make a good impression on her. I act like the nicest guy in the world. So, and then she until I got her up to my apartment, and then I gave her some Fitzgerald, 100 proof Fitzgerald, and the devil and the horns came out. Of course, I'm not like that anymore. That's many decades ago. Don't look at me like that. Okay. Anyway, like I said, he was a murderer. He was a father of lies and a murderer from the beginning. Okay, keep that in mind. Now, he was in this first, the first creation, and these people, whoever they were, I don't know exactly who they were, but I know they were not redeemed. The lady said on TV they weren't human. But I beg to differ with that. And the first creation consists of human beings and angels. Angels were down here, and human beings, they were in the physical. Well, they had this special place of worship called, they worshipped in the garden, the same garden that Adam was put in. Why, I don't know. And Lucifer was visibly the head of worship for the planet Earth. So him being a plotter, a schemer, he always had that ambition to be God. Now, a lot of people said Lucifer hated God and all that. Yes, that's true, but not in the very beginning. Lucifer didn't hate God. Hello? Lucifer was a groupie of God. Okay, when a lot of kids, when you're kids, you have this favorite singing group. It can be a rock group, an R&B group, and you follow them with all of them. We used to follow to Temptation, and all of us, we used to try to sing just like them. They were our idols. We wanted to be the Temptations, us and a whole lot of other people. And we didn't hate them. Hello. We wanted to be one. That same thing Lucifer. He's a groupie of God. He's a fan of God. Ooh, God, wow. Oh, man, God is so wonderful. He's too much. I want to be. And now here this sick thought was in his head from the very beginning. I want to be God. Until his bubble was bust. And it came to the inevitable conclusion. He was not God. Not only he was not God, he would never be God. And then his fantasy fell to the ground. And reality set in. Hey, I'm not God, and I'll never be God. Well, that's even better, because I'm bringing to you the insanity of sin. Sin has an insanity that goes to it. I put on my post the other day. You'll never find a manifestation of pride without its inseparable first cousin, stupidity. All sin has this it's filled with stupidity. It's filled, anytime that not only is it filled with stupidity, but it's filled with what do you call it? Stupidity and insanity and suicide. Sin has a suicidal side. It's full of insanity and stupidity. When sin comes into the life of anybody, they're going to go down. They're in for a fall. The Bible said pride becomes before fall, and a haughty spirit. Pride comes before destruction, and a haughty spirit before fall. I don't care who you are and where you are. You go down that avenue, you're headed for destruction. Let me see how much time I got. I got a little more time. Now, hope I'm not putting too much in at one time. Now, we're trying to bring out the nature of sin. Okay, sin has a destructive nature, a nature of insanity, but before it can do anything like that, it has to have a luring effect. It has to have something fascinating about it. So you can't get a. Now I'm going to go to 3 traps. You have an Eskimo trap. In Alaska, the Eskimos used to have this special spear. it used to be made a certain way. Well, what they would do, they would kill a seal, and they would put the seal's blood in this container, and they would dip that special trap, that special spear in it, and then they would let it dry. They would let the blood dry, and then they would dip it in the blood again, and let the blood dry, and they would dip it in the blood again, and let the blood dry until it looks like a round, like appearance, like a fish, and they would put it on the holes where the seals come up for air, and when the seals come up for air, they would see that looked like a fish. And you know, if you know anything about animals, blood stirs up. It stirs up their. Okay, when an animal sees blood, they get real hungry. So that's what they eat. So when they bite into the animals, they eat the flesh and the blood. Well, that seal would bite into that spear, thinking it's a fish that had got up on land or something. And they said it was something they could eat. They start chewing on that spear, but eventually, the way the Eskimos had it made, it would start going into their flesh. Now, that animal's in a feeding frenzy, but by the time the animal finds out some of the blood they're tasting is their own blood, it's too late. The spear has hooked them already, and it's tied to a rope. They drag the seal in. Because the seal was in a feeding frenzy with that blood, but the seal didn't know that he was tasting his own blood. That's how sin is. It gives you some beauty, something you like to go for, but it doesn't tell you that it's death in it. Or fishing. What fishers got that they throw that hook, line, and sinker, and they put some like a worm in, or now they got plastic worm, and then that hook, that hook, all they can see is that worm moving around, and that fish, he's a seed. He said, "Wow, that's something I can buy. That goes for some food." So that fish goes with everything he has. Go. He bites into it. He said, "I got me some food now," and he doesn't know. And that's when the line shakes, and then the fisherman starts pulling that dumb animal in. He doesn't know he didn't bite into his food. He bit into his destruction. Ain't that something? Or hunters have this thing they call a bear trap. A bear trap, they'll put it in the brush, in the bushes. Then they put grass over it, so when a bear comes, or a deer, or anything, and they come, they'll step. They don't see it when they're foraging for food. They'll accidentally step on that bear trap, and it's over with. You can be a 900-pound grizzly or a 80-pound deer. You're dead meat because you will not get away. And then a hunter comes. I don't care. It might be an 800-pound grizzly. That hunter don't have even need a. He don't have to be afraid at all. He's so, oh, you can. All I do is bam. He's dead meat. That's how sin is. It's a bear trap. It's an Eskimo trap. Ain't that something? It's an Eskimo trap. And it's a lot of ways or they have this fish, the special fish. His mouth, his tongue looks like a fish or something. It dangs it around, and then the animal, the fish swim towards it, thinking they're going to eat a smaller fish, and he gulps them down. That's how sin is. It's a camouflage, a death camouflage. And so sin has a luring effect, and it has a destructive nature. Whoever goes by there is going to get messed up. Now, how did Lucifer go wrong? We don't know. He was messed up from the very beginning. Because I said, once he found out he would never be God, he wasn't a groupie of God anymore, like he was in the beginning. He hated God with a passion. He said, oh, shucks, I'm not going to be God. He was thrown out of heaven. He was thrown out of heaven forever. He goes back and forth to heaven on a visa, but he's no longer Lucifer. That's how sin is. You go into it, it has a luring effect, but the end is destruction. People, any kind of way you look at it. Sin has a destructive nature, and not something else I want to add. Sin has a hypnotic nature. Now, if someone hypnotizes you, you first have to give your permission to be hypnotized, right? It's impossible to be hypnotized without your cooperation. But once you're hypnotized, the person that hypnotized you, he has total power over you. He can tell you you're a bird. You can get on 15th floor and jump. He can tell you to jump in front of an L. That's how sin is. You have to get your permission at first. But once you yield to it, the hypnotic effect of sin will take you places you would never want to be. And so it is with everybody who goes down that avenue. Sin is destructive. And that's why we're going into this post called the Mystery of Iniquity. Why would anybody want to choose death? Like I said in the first, why would you want to cooperate with your murderer? You got a knife, a butcher knife will cut my throat. Come here. I'm so glad to see you. I hear my neck, cut my throat. I was waiting for you for the longest time. It's an insanity in it. But that's exactly how it is. We're going to be getting into that. I hope I didn't go ahead of myself because we're going to begin into the deep things. This first part we like to call the mystery of iniquity. Wow. Okay, this is Action Diction, and I'm signing off for the time being. We'll be back. It's so much I got to cover, but this is Action Diction signing off. Okay, here you go.